Let's get to the gaming part.
Sure.
How did the love of gaming, because of Hanse Kibualo, you've always been someone, sports.
Yeah.
When did games start coming in more?
So during my college, I got into, I worked part-time for a catering company, Speedbright Catering. Yeah, that's the company that opened my eyes to see what life is out there, because we used to cater for private functions, so people,
Higher class
people. Yes.
How did all of this start, Nji? Like, if you can have pinpoint a moment whereby you would say, actually this was the birth of Gasifair. This is how we actually we started. I feel like this is
what people
something sparks, or when something starts, it becomes crazy. So I'll give an example. When I started NoFocus Gaming, it wasn't even NoFocus Gaming. It didn't even have a name. Time. Yeah, velele screen kanje. Oh yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to our first ever Podgaming with Biggie episode. And today we have a very special guest, Zinjazami. A lot of people know you as Ghost, right?
Yeah.
But just a brief introduction, Zinjazami. His name is Ambrose. Ambrose, am I pronouncing? Ambrose. Yeah. You are the first Ambrose ever that I know.
Really?
Jesus, in my entire
actually
life.
A lot of Ambroses out there.
His name is Ambrose, and he is the co-founder of Gasifair.
Yeah.
And welcome.
Thank you very much.
To our
Thank you
first.
very much.
Thank you for being our
for
being our first guest ever on our podcast.
Wow, I'm honored. I feel special. I feel very special. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here.
It's an honor to be here. Nice. So here's the thing. This is not an interview. Number one.
Yeah.
We're gonna chill. We're gonna talk. We're gonna have
Let's do it.
A nice conversation. But I think most people just wanna know who in the world is this Ambrose? Ambrose.
Sure. That's a very interesting question, because I'm someone I've never been able to be able to answer a question like that, because I don't box myself in terms of this is me. I feel like I am I'm everywhere. Like if you know me personally, then you'll understand what I'm trying to say, because we like to box ourselves in terms of this is me, but I feel like I'm much more than that, hence I can't. But then Ambrose, I was born in Mokopane, Tshepiso. It's a place in Limpopo, and that's where I come from. And that's
really,
yes,
Limpopo.
I was born in Limpopo. A lot of people don't see. This is why, right? A lot of people don't know that I was born in Limpopo, because, like I said, I don't like boxing myself. I'm this, because once you say, you get limited. So I'm a South African. I am a South African. I don't like. I'm actually a mix of Pedi and Ndebele. People don't even know. See, there it is.
Who's there? Who's
my
Pedi?
mom? My mom is Ndebele. My dad is Pedi.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, but here's an interesting fact about me, and people don't even know this. You don't even know this. I speak not all, but yes, all South African languages fluently except Venda. I know you didn't know this. Hence, a lot of people can't pinpoint, from where I come from and stuff like that.
So you are fluent.
I'm fluent. I'm fluent in almost all the South African languages, and I can speak French, and I'm learning Mandarin and Japanese now. I keep on surprising you. I know. That's the thing. Hence, I'm saying, I'm very diverse. I don't want to box myself and say I am this, because you get limited. There's a lot of people that want to say I am this, and when you're like, I'm this, I'm Afrikaner, I'm this, I'm English, you box yourself to the English box or the Afrikaner box or the Zulu box and stuff, and hence you stay there. But I wanted to explore and experiment on any and everything that was there for me. Hence, I don't want to say that I'm this. But yeah, Ambrose is was born in Limpopo. Came to Tshepiso when I was 13, 14, and I've been here ever since. Hence, I can speak all the Limpopoan languages, and Akwacha Nguni came easy to me, and because of anime, I started learning Japanese. I know somebody might kill me for this, but I started and then I got into French, and I just
Also, you love languages.
I love languages.
So here's it. I do understand that part, that when I was Limpopo, you came to Tshepiso. Sure. Obviously, waholela Tshepiso. Mfana wakasi. One way.
People think I'm a cheese boy. Yeah,
you do have that. Although, you sound like a cheese boy. Yeah, you do. You sound like a snob. What's about the snob? Ona lebo snob punyana. On a little snob. It's not a bad thing. It says a lot.
But when you're from Mikasi, you kind of get offended. You're not offending me, but you kind of, when people say that, you kind of like, nah, but I'm from Mikasi. I'm people who know me from my day once know from Mikasi deeply. From Ivory Park, I spent most of my life there, Ivory Park. So, and from if people who know Tshepiso, they'll tell you. I used to be a shepherd.
What's a shepherd?
Negidisa.
Wabona how you a shepherd. You have to shepherd king.
Yeah, that's the way, right?
Yeah. So Jehovah Mudisa waka.
So you can understand from transitioning from that to Mfana Kukasi. So I'm mostly Mfana Kukasi. A lot of people don't know this. I mean, maybe they're only knowing me now and by Butsara. Can't know if it's nagi can
No, but honestly, that's the whole point of this podcast. So I think context is important, background and everything. And I can also tell that you into global anime. You watch a lot of anime. I do. And then I want background, so sure. 14 years of then
okay, maybe
high school.
High school. Okay. Oh, guys, that's what I'm saying. I was everywhere in anyone that I was expected to be at that very same point, because I went to an Afrikaans school, hence I can speak Afrikaans. I also went to school. Yeah. And I also went to Academy of Sports Excellence. A lot of people who know me from football, because I used to play football full time. And after that, I transitioned. Yeah, I got a very bad injury.
I remember you telling me about
I got a very bad injury, a fracture. We all thought I was broken, we thought the leg was broken. Even funny enough, when I went to the hospital, the doctor saw me as like, that's a leg break. And only when I came back from X-ray with the thingy, Bampu wheelchair, that was that day. Yeah.
So you went to Academy of
Sports Excellence. That's where my love for football started.
Academy of Sports Excellence. Is it like for high schoolers or?
Yeah, is it for high school? I think that was like grade 9.
Oh, where is it?
It's in Limpopo. How can it's on your left? You won't miss it.
Oh,
it's there. And then I was there for a year. Funny enough, it was so expensive. I don't even know how my mom paid for that. You never know.
I thought you were there for sport. No. There was no.
I was there actually for football.
I know you went for football. I thought maybe like they were paying for you, like
no.
Maybe it's sort of like a bursary.
No. So you know what happens, right? With School of Excellence, you get there. If you're not selected, you're okay. Even if you're selected, you're there for a year up until the School of Excellence in Sendu, Bona, Transnet and stuff like that. Because we would play with Bobo Kaizer Chiefs and Boy Ing. And if so Bona and they scout you and they say, okay, cool, come, then they can pay for you. But you pay for yourself up until the point where you can't, and if you can't, then bulk rest. So my mom got me through that for, I think it was like 3.5 a month or a quarter, if I'm not, and that was big money.
That was a lot of
And
money.
Maulidi even know. Maulidi, I don't even know how my mom did it. That's why I'm like, I appreciate my mom so much, because my mom did whatever, ka salary enyani, and I think my mom was staying in a back room and stuff like that, and so she can get me through the tuition yanting in sports of excellence, and it was big money, and I didn't even, to this day, once you grow up you understand already, but it's back to get me through this, my mom did her best, man. She sacrificed a lot of stuff to get me through that, and then after a year she couldn't, because it was getting too much.
It's a lot though.
And I went to VNN, also in Limpopo, VNN combined school. I did my grade grade 8. So I did my grade 9 and 10 there. And then after that, that's when I came to Tshepiso. I went to Giana secondary school. And I was there for, I matriculated Moe. I remember, funny enough, I'm a bit of a, when I matriculated, I was the only student that got a distinction in geography. Yes, and they've always wanted someone to come. I'm so proud of that, because the teachers organized it. They even told us before the exam, so listen, whoever gets a distinction in geography, we're gonna give them. So I think there were 2 classes geography, but all to learn a distinction. I think it was like 1,000. Woo!
Did you get the money?
I got the distinction. I remember after writing grammar, and I'm there, and newspaper I see these results. So my mom, I call my mom, the results, did I pass? Am I there? She's like, yeah. And back then there's no phone, the results.
Yeah.
Are you passing? But my mom, funny enough, didn't see that. I actually got a distinction in geography and biology. And I was like so disappointed. But only when I came back here, I was so proud, and I went there to go to the statement, the letter statement, and
what did you do? 1,000 is a lot of money.
I remember my mom, because I come from a very a poor background. I think we use that to register for
varsity.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Also, immediately after more, you went to varsity.
Yeah, I didn't go to so let me say varsity. Yeah, I went to a college. I went to college, and I did my certificates in IT.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I did my certificate in IT. I think we used that money to
register
and everything.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like, banaba no, I box and that.
That's what happened.
No, but why box? I want to get why can't? Yeah. No, that is so nice. Yeah. So let's get to the gaming part.
Sure.
How did the love of gaming, because of Hanse Kibualo, and you've always been someone, sports. When did games start coming in more?
So games, I won't lie, because you understand. I mean, you will understand Handle. When you're from Egasi, you don't have, we are limited in terms of resources, especially gaming and stuff like that. So whatever we have, we use. So I remember Hokini, I was just, I can't remember what they were called, but the game it's a screen, I think that's where the love for gaming. Yes, you remember those
Tetris. Yes, I see. Those.
That's where it started. I was fascinated. I think we got them for like $50 in town, and when your mom or your parents support you that, you were like, you'll get friends. The battery. Hey, the battery, I need to feel like you get stress. Yeah, screens it over. Yeah. And then you're like, oh yeah, that's where the love for gaming started, and we got into. We couldn't afford, the PlayStation, PSPs when they came.
Yeah,
it was like, wow.
Hey, they were expensive.
They were very expensive. For us, they were very expensive.
Yeah, they were expensive. But no, they were expensive. Even now, I feel like they still are. They still
are, especially if you're coming from the townships, because people do, if you're not from the township and you don't understand the life, the township, and hence Gasifair. But I know we gotta get into Gasifair. People don't understand how much gaming is, how much expensive gaming is. Gaming is very expensive, and people don't understand. People think it's, you are privileged. You're
It
privileged
is,
to have a
yes,
PS5 in your
yes,
house.
yes,
You're
yes.
privileged. A lot of guys that want a game don't have that. People are still gaming on PS3s, and Babang PS2s. I'm like, wow, people are still gaming on PS2s while we're going to, it's like, gaming is very expensive. And how to see, whatever you can use, you use. And I remember when I was doing my college, I got into, I worked part-time for a catering company, Speedbright Catering. Yeah, that's the company that opened my eyes to see what life is out there, because we used to cater for private functions, so for people,
Higher class.
higher class people
People who have it all.
people who are comfortable. They like calling comfortable. They don't even say we have it all. They saying they guys, they say they are comfortable.
Yeah, I
Rich
know.
people don't say we are rich.
And it's so annoying.
It's so annoying.
And
I'm like,
it's so annoying.
it is so
It's
annoying.
so annoying.
They don't say they're rich. They're saying we are comfortable. People who say they're comfortable.
And then they always, and it's a line for some odd reason. Ke line ya bona kaofela.
Yes.
Like no,
We are comfortable.
We are comfortable.
I'm like,
We don't live in a mansion. I'm like,
Come see.
and you find people like staying in nice places and being all, I don't know, should we call it humble about
Yes,
it? And I'm like,
yes,
no,
they're very humble.
Yeah, we
Yes.
know we are doing well.
We are doing well.
Yeah.
We can.
Yeah, we're not well off.
We are not.
But we are comfortable.
At that time, the person has a. I remember this. One of the functions, there was a guy that I catered for. I'm not gonna say names, whatever. And the house is there, but they have a compound, it's a garage for cars, but it's compounded. So it's round, and it's got like entries. I think it had like 8 entries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's what is it? It's an octagon garage. Like it has 8. In the garage, eight entries. And I was like, wait, what are you guys doing? What are we missing?
What are we missing? That's the
Yeah, guys, there is a massive red tape. It's called a red tape between Kasi and the suburban areas, especially those that are, hey, but Kasi, we have to open our eyes because it's crazy how people are living.
And it becomes an eye opener,
Yeah.
especially when you go
Yeah.
to such places.
Yes.
I remember I went to Cape Town.
Yeah.
Right, and when I was there, right, I saw these nice houses, these nice neighborhoods, and how people are living there.
Yeah.
And I remember, like on a random Sunday, man, what's the name of that street? Sepela, Lewatli.
Is it Kemps Bay?
Kemps Bay.
Yes. Have you seen the houses at Kemps Bay?
Bruh. The cars. I remember seeing young boys like following each other with like hypercars, and I'm there like, and they kind of go, they wearing their shorts and vesties.
Yeah.
It's all vibes.
Yes.
And I'm like, Jesus, these boys are living.
These boys get I remember when I was obviously because I'm still young then I get at catering and I get speed price. I said these boys will come and they ask me questions, stuff like that, and you start talking to me because Nike stoked. And then this boy will tell me like, and then you get you get an allowance. I get an allowance from my parents, and I was like, so how much do you get? I think the boy said, I think monthly I get like a 5,000 to 10,000 allowance.
Jesus.
Wait, I don't know. No, it's just for me to be able to move around. And when he says that, and I think of how much my mom makes, and I'm like, bro, do you understand? That is literally,
it's a salary.
Hi, man. Back then that was, like these people are getting allowances and it's like Buffy to, but anyway, and that's how, Speedbright catering went. And and I started seeing what the life is, and I started seeing how other people are living in the suburbs and stuff like that and whatever. And I was like, yeah, people are living out here.
Yeah, people are living out there. But we all at some point in life we get exposed to such things, and Luena Watsowa after. So you born like so this is how they live vele vele. And it's scary though. It's so scary. I don't want to lie.
It is scary because Rona Chelter is spending for grocery. I mean, if you've never been Ikasi, you understand Horhona Lidi Kona, Mola Mola, Hona Libata Barixang the chicken pieces, Mudi Koning. And Kukasi 30 rands can feed us for the night.
It can.
$30. If you've never been Ukasi or you're never exposed to the life of Ukasi, $30 can feed a family for a day. Because Ramola repadi pieces nyana, le cabbage ya 5 randas. Cabbage 5 randa, or the onion stuff 5 randa, and onions and tomatoes and stuff like that. So if you can buy a pack of onions and tomatoes and stuff like that, and you have mealy meal.
Yeah. Waja. That's the thing.
And that's how we grew up. Yeah.
And
so
it's a sad reality that even in this day and age, most people Kokasi are still living like that.
It's sad.
It is.
It's very sad.
It is.
Because to be honest, in 2026, people shouldn't be living like that. No. To be honest, people shouldn't be living like that. The state of poverty, the state of unemployment, the state of crime in the townships and stuff like that. You just look and you're like, it's 2026, my friend, and we shouldn't be living like that, to be honest.
I totally agree with you. I don't want to lie. I do agree with you. So back to our conversation.
Gaming.
Back to gaming. That's how gaming was
how I was introduced into gaming.
Yeah. And I think whoever that is watching this, they probably be like, when are we getting to the party Gasifair though? Yes. How did all of this start, Nji? Like if you can have pinpoint a moment whereby you would say, actually this was the birth of Gasifair. This is how we actually we started. I feel like this is
what people want to know.
No, I know people want to know that, but I want, like, from your experience, people are important. Okay, it's important for you guys to know that, right?
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but I think what mostly I'm more interested in, when something sparks or when something starts, it becomes crazy. So I'll give an example. Right? When I started NoFocus Gaming, it wasn't even NoFocus Gaming. It didn't even have a name. Right. So I had my 22 inch or 20 inch monitor. I can't even remember, but back then it was top of the range monitor. It was back in 2015. London was still in primary. Or he was, probably was in primary, or not even. He was in primary. He was in primary, right? His older brother actually was like my favorite player or person who would come. So how I started, it was crazy. I remember it was January. I didn't know what I was gonna do that year. Right? And I remember just taking out my PC. I took my PC, and then go Jarating. We had this
why?
It had HTL. Was it HTL? Was the number plate HTL? Mama.
Oh yeah, I had.
So we called it. So it was a non-runner. The card, I don't know, it ran once a month. And most of the time it was a non-runner. So I push them all. Me and my best friend took it out, re bela ko ntle re cleaner garage a lata ditulo mo le ra hlakantsha. And then I remember just asking kids who were passing by like, how na 2 rand wozuzodlala bro, how na 2 rand wozuzodlala. And back then getting a game was easy because of, you know, we used to do the wrong things, which is to pirate. I don't want people to come for me, so we used to pirate. And then that's how it started. It started small, right? It started as something I'm doing January until the Kolo Dibula to see whether am I still continuing with school or, you know, because I think I was supposed to be doing my 3rd year by then. It was supposed to be my, let me see. Yeah, it was supposed to be my 20. It was supposed to be my 4th year. It was supposed to be my 4th year. And things were not looking great.
I understand.
Yeah, right. Understand. So we did that, and they would come after school. Battle mole per game ki 2 ranta o mona stingning ki na le bo ma 20 ranta. Weekend ke khono etsa bo ma wabo maybe 30 40. I did that for January, February, and then February went back to school. But after school or some days I'd miss classes just to come and open and I saw potential there. And that's the spark of it all. That's how it all started. So I think my question is like,
how Gasifair started.
How did it, like, can you pinpoint the day where you were like,
I can. So if people don't know, I'm also a shoutcaster for FC, and I also do Mamelodi Sundowns. So the first Mamelodi Sundowns, I wasn't casting, but I was so I was just helping on the stand and stuff like that. And I remember seeing this boy, I think he was 13, and he was part of the top 8 that came from Mamelodi Sundowns.
Okay.
He was coming from KZN, and this boy was playing against the likes of Kalen, Tabo Young Savage, against Zaid. I think Zaid was also there. I think who else was there? He's gonna kill me for forgetting his name. He was also part of Pirates, the Pirates League with Nzax. What's his name?
Ubaid.
No, not Ubaid. Ubaid was actually there in the stand, I remember, but he wasn't playing. The other.
Oh, Riyasad,
I'm sure, my bro. Much love. Much love. You know, much love. Riyasad.
Oh,
I remember Ri was there, and he was there. The boy was like 13, or he was the youngest there. And he was from KZN, and I mean, you can, I mean, he black. He was a black 13-year-old boy amongst the likes of you know, and I saw him walk onto the the Mamelodi Sundowns stand and playing against the thing, and you know what happened in like, if he can do it like that, surely there's talent, Kukas. And I remember looking at him and something went poof, and I was like, what if I can go out, Kugasi, and find talent and see if these boys can compete against the best of the best. I mean, against the likes of Kalen and Zaid. And I was like, maybe I can do that, right? That was December, and I think the next year I went out to Ivory Park, checked out on the internet, check the tournaments and stuff like that, so I can just go check, be in the background, look. And I remember finding this guy back in Jabs. Shout out to Jabs, man.
Shout out in Jabs.
I remember finding in Jabs on the internet, and finding out that he actually has a tournament coming up and stuff like that. I went to the direct. I was sat in the background, watched everything how he did. It's a tournament. Ba 100 rand. Iba prize pool 1.5. And Jabs ubali commission high, and then badlala whatever is there. Hey, Kiribat fit. Machita wa bon. Hutleti Machita mona 1,000 mafit. Kokasi is big money.
It is everywhere.
That 1,000 machita. That is the first time I met. Was it Cat? And I remember I saw Cat.
Yeah.
And I didn't say anything. I just played out and whatever. But I was there for, and I saw the talent. I was like, I need these guys. And I got in contact with them, Jabs. I wanna I want to reach out to the whole of South Africa. And find out I find out these ages, like, yeah, well, now I'm still small. And, you can see I'm trying to sell my dream to him, but he's unsure because he's like, this guy. And then I was like, Jabs, just let me, because when you come up with an idea, or you see something, it's still in bits and pieces. How not the picture, but you know where you want to go. And I was like, yeah, but Jabs, if they say, okay, all right. And then I took pictures, Karibia more like I can't remember what I said. I posted on my status, and I was like, yeah, I have a dream that the whole of the South Africa, we can, I actually, yeah. And then when I posted those photos, luckily, the way things work. Luckily, Barry Luzada. Yes, shout out to Barry Luzada.
For the first time, I've always wondered, how do you pronounce his surname?
Oh, it's Luzada. Yes, because a lot of people, hey, hey, white people and their surnames and names. Yeah,
I'm like, how do you pronounce this?
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not gonna even try.
It's Barry Luzada. Man, he saw my status and he was like, my boy, how can I help?
Before we even, this is I think this is the most important thing, because of how did Barry end up in your contact list?
Woo! Funny enough, guys, if you know who Barry is, then you understand Barry is very big in the South African gaming industry. So, whoo, yeah, all right, cool. So I work for, guys. Everything in life happens for a reason, guys. Everything in life happens for a reason. So I work for a company called SmartCall as an IT technician. People don't know this. Yeah, that's my 9 to 5, right? And my manager, Ashla Leroux, is Barry's. Wait! I gotta go back. Sorry, guys. I gotta go.
You have to go back.
Yes, I have to go back.
You have to go back.
When I got into Smart Call as a customer care agent, right? And then me, if there's somebody that knows me personally, they'll know I push. If it's like I don't take no for answers, and I always want to see, and I got into customer care, and I remember saying, customer care, it's good, I can do this, but I felt like I wasn't being challenged. I wanna be challenged. I wanna scratch my head in life. I wanna scratch my head up. Otherwise I don't get the fun of life, So I got in customer care, but remember Gensity certificates IT. And then with those certificates IT, I was there, and I remember meeting Barry for the first time in 2014 when I was in customer care, and he was in IT. Right, he was in IT. Same company,
same company.
Yes, but I think that's the very same sort of time that Barry started Metal State.
Yeah.
Metal State.
Yes.
Right. And then Barry was there. I knew from there, like a colleague and stuff. Like Barry started Metal State, and obviously Metal State grew, and he had to leave. Right. But I knew him from there. And then when he left, I went and spoke to Ash, and I said, Ash Leroux, Ash, I need a chance in IT. Can I please? And I remember Ash said it. I think it was on a Tuesday. Ash like, oh really? I'm like, yeah. And she looked at me in the eye like, do you want this? And I said, I with every fiber in my being. And she's like, okay, cool. I remember she gave me a test. I can't remember what test it was, but it was a test. And I did the test, and I sent her the results. And I remember it was a Friday, and she said to me, listen, we would love to have you in IT. I remember I said there, when something big happens in your life, you think it's a dream up until you open your eyes again, you realize, wait, this is actually happening. And I was like, I was going to be in IT. And man, I was so happy. I was so happy. A lot of things happen in my life, but one of those moments is seeing myself walk up to Ashla and saying and asking for a chance. That's why I pushed this. I am never, to this day, people see me, but guys, I'm here where I am because people helped me. Actually, I'm starting to get emotional now.
It's okay, man.
Just need a second.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. I am where I am and I am who I am today because somebody decided to give me a chance and somebody just decided to help me. Hence, I'll never. People who know me personally, they think I like sacrificing myself even more than I should to help somebody out there. But it's not because I'm no. It's because I know I am where I am because somebody helped me, decided to help me. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
No, don't be sorry, man. Don't be sorry.
Yeah, so Ashley
Yeah.
decided to give me a chance in IT, and I was in IT, and Ashla dated Barry Luzada.
Oh, yes.
They still dating, and that's how. So we'd go to lunches and stuff like that, and whatever, and that's how. So Barry to me was a friend and a colleague to a friend to this day. I think I call him family, because of a lot of things that happened, and that's how I knew Barry. So hence he would see my status and I had his number, and he saw my status and he was like, my boy, how can we help? And I said, listen, and he said, when are you free? And I was like, I can take leave on a Tuesday or whatever, and then I come see you. I was like, Jabs, listen, I got some, somebody who wants to talk to us and stuff like that. And, we got the house, re kena di boardroom and yeah, and Barry was like, yeah. And when we started chatting, and then that's when the pieces came together, and I was like, he was like, you know what, this can be massive, and I want to help. Let me know how I can help. And we had an idea to start a Gasi Esports World Cup where it was like where Limpopo, we can find provinces, and we thought it was going to be like a top 32 thing, a Gasi World Cup where it's like big esports, Machita art, like we have the best of the best and they come to compete and whatever and stuff like that. And we had to sit down, come up with a name. I remember we were playing with names and stuff like that and whatever. And the name Gasifair came up. And it was actually Gasifair tournament with a Z at the end. And yeah, that's how we started in Middle State. Wanted to come in as, they wanted to partner us and, provide funding, because to start something like this, you need a lot of funding, And that's how Middle State came in as partners. And we started Gasifair together, and boom, then there was a Gasifair.
Okay, I understand that that's how Gasifair gave birth, but
Yeah.
remember that when Gasifair started, it was the three of you, right?
Yeah.
It was you, Jabs, and Frank.
Yeah.
Right now we've had the story of how you met in Jabs.
Yeah, and Jabs and Frank.
Jabs. I mean, how you met in Jabs. But now I've never heard the story of actually how did you meet Frank?
Frank. Me and Frank go back to football days. I knew Frank, I think it was 2011. So me and Frank have been friends for quite a long time now. So me and Frank played for the same team in Ivory Park. We played for the same team. That's how we knew each other from football. And he's always, if you guys know Frank, he's that one person. Wabua. Oh, Frank Wabua. Hey, Frank Wabua. Frank is I'm a loudmouth, but Frank is the biggest, not in a bad way, but Frank Wabua, he lights up the room and he'll always be there. He's somebody that if you know Frank, he'll always be in the back of your mind. And I said to him, Frank, I wanted to start something. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't Gasifair. do you want to help me out? He's like, yeah. So that's how I've always been in contact with Frank, a friend and somebody I go to when times are hard. Because, Kokasi, we always have time. You always have that one friend that helps you out, and Frank, it was like a friendship. And that's how, and then when I started Gasifair, we understood, we had a vision of being big, and I wanted somebody to come help me out. And I remember I have Frank, and Frank will be somebody who will be there even when times are hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that's why I'm like, if you are my friend and you've always been with me when I didn't have five rand, then you're going to be my friend when I have $500 in my pocket. Because I understand you're not money driven, you are there, you are unconditional. You don't depend on conditions to be my friend. So that's how Frank became a co-founder of Gasifair, and we literally, the baby and everything, with Barry and Middle State in the background also lifting us up and saying whatever, we are there for you. We started this together. Barry was like, because if you don't know Barry, guys, Barry is big in the esports industry in South Africa. He was like, I will help you in any way I can. Just do whatever on your side and I will do whatever on my side. Hence the relationship and the partnership and the founding, the building blocks of Gasifair started. And we started, and we remember we had an idea of 32 hubs or 32 points in South Africa, everywhere in South Africa. I remember because Njabs started as Njabs, so it was like that, but he was using a gaming hub called Plug and Play, which was our first ever gaming hub in South Africa. But we needed 32. What are we going to do? We're going to travel. Remember, you need money to travel to the whole of South Africa. You need this, you need this. And I would say we don't have anything. Frank isn't working. Njabs is still also and we needed to do, so Middle State came in, they helped us in any way, they helped us in building the dream. And I remember we went onto the net, and I remember searching the Gasi Esports and Gasi hubs. And I remember seeing this guy, this chubby guy who's just laughing there, and I was like, and I remember seeing you. And while Njabs and everybody also were searching, I remember coming in and but I was the first to go. Like, guys, I got this guy. I think he's perfect. And as I pulled up your pictures and stuff, Njabs also like, I know this guy. This is Linda Nikinda. And that's how we knew NoFocus, and that's how we knew Biggie. And we're like, this is our guy. It doesn't matter what it costs. This is our guy that will help, rebuild the structure. And I remember coming here in this very same room. I remember the couches here, the white couches, the white leather couches. I'll never forget that day. And we had to convince you that we have a dream and you have to buy into it. Guys, if you don't know Biggie on a business side, you know him as Biggie, bubbly, this and this, always laughing and stuff like that. But when coming to the business side, Biggie becomes so serious to a point where he doesn't laugh. He doesn't, yeah. Guys, I'm revealing the secrets of Biggie. Biggie doesn't laugh when coming to business. He doesn't laugh. He has a poker face. It's the most annoying thing because you're trying to sell at them something. You know how shela chair?
Yeah.
How shela chair? You want to see chair la ya frostana ka smile or answer di into say when you don't have that. When somebody's talking business you or even saying but we're going to be this, you have a face. You have a straight face, and people, you can't read Biggie. You can't, and he becomes so serious like. And you as a person, you become frustrated at this guy. Why I bustle? Why I say it? Why I smile? So I wasn't sure if you were happy about it and stuff. And you were like, you had questions. You had questions. And remember, we are still starting, so we don't have answers to. And I kept on saying, you know what, we can work that when we. And he kept on asking, but because Biggie cares about one thing. I picked up that day is that Biggie doesn't care about himself. Biggie cares about the community and his boys, and he was like, okay, but what's the end goal here? then you realize that's when you know somebody that knows his story. They ask you in advance what the vision is and what they want to know the end product, or not the end product, but where you are going with this. Other than what's in it for me. That's one question you never asked me.
Not even today.
Yes, not even today. You've never asked me what's in it for me.
Yeah.
That's how I knew you were the right person.
Yeah.
Biggie never asked what's in it for me. He said, what's the end goal and how are we going to impact the community? And I was like, what?
Yeah, and I remember I kept on grinding you guys, and I'm like, so what it's along after?
Yes.
And I remember I started seeing problems before even the problems started becoming real problems. So what if we do this and then we start having 1, 2, 3 as issues?
And I remember I had my notebook and I was writing down, and then I was like, wow. And I realized that when a dream is yours, it will always be yours. And that's how I knew you were meant to be in the space, because you knew and you saw issues even before, because I was coming in with excitement and it just an unfinished plan. I think I came to that's why I appreciate NoFocus, Outstead Game Loft and Plug and Play, because they bought in the dream even when the dream wasn't complete, even when there were loopholes, even when there was water coming into the plan. But you guys bought into that, and you said, you know what? There are going to be issues. Kopele, you said that there are going to be issues, but we're going to walk the road with you. And that's how we found the first 3 hubs in South Africa. It was Tshepiso, it was Soweto, NoFocus Gaming, it was Pretoria, Atteridgeville in Outstead Game Loft. Shout out to Barto. Yeah, that's how the 3 came about, and we wanted to be to 32 hubs.
Now you are at the 2 hubs.
Now we are 32 hubs of Gasifair. We have a waiting list of 46 to 50 hubs.
So to someone who doesn't understand Gasifair, I think this is a great opportunity for you to actually explain
what
Gasifair is, because I'm pretty sure there's someone who's watching and it's like, but still, man, I hear you saying Gasifair. What is this Gasifair? What is, because I can say what it is, but it would be better for you to explain what it is now, and what you hope for it to do to be in the future.
So Gasifair is a gaming organization, and nationwide, I have to say, because it's nationwide now. A nationwide organization, a gaming organization that is dedicated to give the young guys, the small guys from the townships that have never been on big gaming platforms, a platform for gaming and giving them an experience of pro gaming, and not just that, but also show them what more there is to gaming, rather than just sitting in your room and just, there's much more to gaming. And because of the townships and the poverty and the lack of resources that we spoke about, Gasifair is there to provide those resources and the channel and the bridge from Egasi to come play here in Joburg, if you're from KZN and wherever, because what we do is we have qualifiers in your townships and those small townships, and once those qualifiers end, we have the top one at the moment is just top one, and the gaming hub owner, we all expenses paid, trip to Joburg to come compete with the best of the best from all over South Africa. So that's what Gasifair is. A lot of people think, but there are people out there, but that say they want to be part of Gasifair, But because of we are trying to just give this to small guys, and the small guys that have never seen the pro level, that don't even know how much a PS5 costs to this day. That is what Gasifair is all about. It's meant for the small guys from the townships to have a platform to play in the big stages, like Mamelodi Sundowns, like go to Rage, go do this, to come play at the big stages of that is what Gasifair is about. Hence the word Gasi. It's meant for the Gasi guys in the township guys that are there and have never been the pro leagues and stuff like that to come play on the big stages. So that's basically what Gasifair is.
So let's say someone comes from, they obviously not from Kokasi, they come from maybe Sentin, but they've never been to the big stages before. Are they included or are they excluded? Because also they might have a PS5 on, but they've never been to the big stages,
Yeah, so that is a very tough question, because especially when we say, but it's tough and easy. And I'll say, I'm saying this because when I say tough, it's because there are a lot of those. There are a lot of those that have never been there, and but this Kasi is meant for like I said, the small guys from the townships. So that is where the main building, or the main foundation of Kasi comes from. It's meant for the township guys.
Okay,
yeah.
Now that point is totally understandable.
Yeah.
And to those of you Kokasi, or those of you who are watching from home, here's the thing about what Ghost just said that you need to understand, right? So take it as if like Gasifair is a gaming organization that hosts tournaments, right? But they use the gaming hub already Kodikasi. Who understand?
Yeah.
So I'm saying this so that you guys can understand that I am not Gasifair.
I have a funny story to tell you about that, but anyway, yeah.
People come to me and they say, "Why are you doing this like this? Why are you doing?" I'm like, but I'm not the one who's doing it, right? But that's besides the point. So basically, they go to the gaming hubs around South Africa. Although we're still struggling with Free State.
We're still struggling with Free State, guys. If you are in the Free State, especially the townships that go Free State, please reach out to me. I will leave my details for you to reach out to me. We are in search of a gaming hub in the Free State. If you are in Free State and you have a gaming hub with townships, please hit me up.
That's better. So you go to all these townships around SA. You look for gaming hubs if there are gaming hubs, and
use their infrastructure.
Yes,
to hold qualifiers.
That will eventually send people to Joburg to come play the finals.
And while you say that, I have to clarify on one point. There are gaming hubs, as part of Gasifair. By the way, they have a foundation and a pool of players that belong to them. That belong to the gaming hubs, to those gaming hubs. Hence, but Baba is surprised why because of the foundation of Kasi and the gaming hubs that are there are clauses and whatever in whatever the partnerships that we have with the gaming hubs. Okay, because you are this Gasifair and stuff like the Gasifair, the pool that you have of players are eligible for Kasi. They are eligible for Kasi. People have to understand this, that people banana or kauri Gasifair eating, they can use that just to go to Kasi and use it as a platform to step up or have an easy route into big tournaments. Because remember, Gasifair gives 2 wild cards spaces in the tournament like Mamelodi Sundowns, which is one of the biggest tournaments. And people think they can use Gasifair, but especially but what they've been in the gaming industry and stuff like that. I understand that. I feel for them and I want to say come play. But obviously, if they come and do like a whitewash, so what's the point?
What's the point of Gasifair?
What's the point? I feel for them and I want everybody to play, but this is meant for the township. So the township boys. So we have Machitale, they are already a pool. A pool they've already been even before Gasifair game.
Yes.
I remember. I'm gonna make an example, and people, I'm gonna make an example. Do you know that Iggy.
Oh yeah.
People don't know
yeah.
Iggy. Ixan. Iggy came to the first tournament of plug and play. Was it plug and play? Sorry guys, when you have 32 hubs and others, you can't.
Yeah.
Iggy, I think Iggy came to the first Gasifair tournament held in Galfontein. Hence, I knew that Iggy was already part of the Gasi, and I knew that's when I sort of understood what Iggy was. Iggy was but Basheba, people look at Iggy's skin color and they want to define the whole thing and stuff like that, which is wrong because Gasifair is not based on race. I have to clarify that it's not based on race because in the past tournaments we have had white guys that come from townships. Right these days, South Africa, where you have white people that are in townships, they are welcome. They are welcome, guys. Please, if you are white and you're thinking, no, it's meant for only black boys. No, Gasifair is meant for those guys.
It's meant for everyone.
It's meant for everyone.
Alex Franz plays Kokas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. You so it's meant for guys by the you know. Yes. So let's. I have to. I felt like I had to clarify the thing, Iggy, because I remember seeing on one of the posts, Mutabutar, why is Iggy, you know, and I have to clarify that. So yeah, that's how Iggy became part of Gasifair because he was there when Gasifair started.
Yes, he was there already.
He was in the township structure. Of gaming.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
No, thank you for clarifying that part. So back to how Gasifair works, right? So there are hubs, and you use the infrastructure inside the hub to host those tournaments, right? So it's a league of its own, right? Because of they play the entire year with a mid-seasonal travel, right? One mid-seasonal travel, and towards the end of the year, and the end goal is to go to Rage, if I'm not mistaken. That's correct.
To the big
tournament, to the big finals, and whereby top 32 hubs will be meeting there to clash it out, and then the finalist will then go to play
the top two.
The top two. I'm saying the finalist. The top two.
You said the finalist.
Yes, the top two.
Anyway,
the top two will then have become the wild card to join the
Mamelodi
big leagues
Sundowns,
in Mamelodi Sundowns. We can't shy away from saying what Mamelodi Sundowns is. It's the big leagues.
It is.
You find the big boys there, and they don't play those boys.
They don't play. About Trappa 8, and there's nobody that can say anything
they
about
don't play. But now at the end of the day, it's about that experience of one player saying, actually, I was able to rekitswe kwa Kuruman or rekitswe.
We have guys from Kuruman. Shout out Kasi Joysticks. Shout out Bikuto, Keats and Kito.
Yes.
Shout out to those guys.
Wow. So they can say, no, I'm from Kuruman, and all the way from Kuruman I managed to get into the finals. You understand? It's the same as Mix. Mix is all the way from the Eastern Cape. And
you have I have to mention him, Mudaro, who's all the way from Limpopo.
You check. So there are people from everywhere. More
that a lot of people have never heard about.
That have never heard about. That have never seen. You understand? That have never. There are guys that came with the guys from Cape Town that we've never seen on the big stages. You understand? And these guys they play. Beeswax isn't from Eastern.
Where is he from? Eastern
Cape.
Is he from Eastern Cape?
Yeah.
Yes. Elita Gaming.
Elita. It's Eastern, right? You see. So you've got guys coming everywhere and getting that opportunity to say, you know what, naming ngakona. Right. So that's the entire structure of Kasi.
And I have to mention that because of the financial boost that we get, we offer 3,000 rand as the pool prize. Where have you ever seen the guys, especially tournament guys, free entry? And free entry, and number 1 gets 1,200, number 2 gets 900, number 3 gets 600, number 4 gets 300 as the top 4. So that's what we give as Gasifair,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, I understand. I wanted people to just have an idea of what
Context.
of what
Yeah,
Gasifair
that's what
is.
Gasifair
You
is.
know,
Yeah.
because we are talking about how you met who met
Yeah.
what happened, but I think that's the most important thing,
Yeah.
understanding what Gasifair
Gasifair
is,
is.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and which is also it has now turned into one of the biggest tournaments in SA.
I think in terms of numbers,
It is the biggest.
it's the biggest.
Yeah.
Gasifair is the biggest gaming organization in South Africa at the moment.
In terms of numbers,
In terms of numbers, yeah.
numbers are
Numbers are
the numbers
massive.
that you guys are pulling are crazy,
Massive.
crazy
You know, you
numbers.
just have and look, and you're like, we were 32 hubs, and now we're like 30. We were 3 hubs, and we're 32 with the numbers, and you're like,
It's growing.
yeah, it's growing.
So my next question is, and I think it's the most fun one. What was the biggest culture shock when you got into the esports scene?
Sure.
Or maybe to phrase it better,
Sure.
was the esports scene in SA what you thought it is?
From my knowledge at that point, no. And it's still not.
And it's still not.
No, it's not. It's like I said, it then boils down to the very same thing that we spoke about. If you have somebody growing up with every generation of PS or a PC, if you have somebody that has always been exposed to that, their knowledge of the game and everything else that is for the game is better than somebody that plays once or twice a week. When you grow up with a PC and you grew up with a PC from 13 until today, you always had a PC. Your knowledge on PC, you know, or how a computer works or a PS works is way better than somebody who doesn't plays with a friend and stuff like that. We can't shy away from that. That is the truth. And to be honest, and this is how South Africa is. There is a red tape between the suburban areas and the township areas, where township areas, for somebody to go buy a PS5 or anything, they can't, because winning buffets. And you know, and we know that, you know, most of the cultures that are in the suburban areas, it's, you know, it's predominantly white people, you know, coloreds, Indians, and the most of the South African black people are in the townships, and they are not exposed to, you know, financial advantage for the parents to say, today I'm, you know, I just wake up and I'm gonna buy my son a PS5. I mean, just how much is a PS5 right now? It's about what? A brand new
13, 14.
13. Which family, which black? I mean, yes, there are black comfortable families, but you know, most of the black people can't afford a PS5 to just go buy a PS5. Because when we talk about 13, 14, that's the overall income of it's even less than
it's an income of an entire household.
Exactly.
Of probably 6 or 7 people.
Yeah, so you know, it's not affordable. It's not ideal for a family to go buy that. So a lot of the black kids they didn't grow up with, you know, they didn't start with your PSPs or your PS1s, PS2s, PS3s. You know, they are only sort of, things are changing now. They're getting exposed to things. They can come to NoFocus. Hence, we have gaming apps like NoFocus. It's because they can come here and see what a PS5 looks like and get exposed to the tech of PS5, the tech of gaming, streaming, and stuff like this. You know, hence, you know, the level of gaming. If you look at the SAFA's structure of esports, go there and check the color. You will, that's the truth, guys. You will see the teams are predominantly white people, colored, Indians, and stuff like this. You know, I've actually never seen an esports, Sapphire esports team with a black guy in there. Guys, please don't get this wrong. We're not being racist or anything, but it's the truth. It's because these people have always worked on games. They have always played on PCs. They've always, hence their knowledge of the gaming, is so much more than the black kids go, guys. It's the truth, and nobody wants to. People shy away from it because it makes people uncomfortable, but it's the truth.
How do we breach? How do we break that breach? How do we cut that tape that's there? How do we help black children, bakokasi? How do we level the playing field?
How we level the playing field is you introduce the gaming hubs like NoFocus. You introduce high school esports, so those that can't shout out to NoFocus, by the way, for the high school tournament that's coming up. Massive.
You guys are welcome.
This is massive. So you introduce these because they can't afford a PS5. Take a PS5 to them.
Yeah.
Hence, Gasifair is here. We are doing that. Hence, NoFocus is here. Hence, Outside Game Loft are here. Hence, South V is here. Hence, all these gaming hubs are there so that they can give, a playing, a play field for these kids to grow up knowing what the, gaming mechanics are for in terms of all these gaming tech and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to know that.
And sorry, can I add this? The players that were able to compete in Gasi and made it to top 1, top 2, and be able to play in the Mamelodi Sundowns, even though they were beaten in the Mamelodi Sundowns, but now their brain is wired to know that there is a bigger playing field, there's a bigger level to this, and when they go back home, they go practice more, knowing very well what the stage is like out there. Mm-hmm. Hence, these gaming hubs and Gasifair will, knowledge and the playing style of the gents from Gasi to go one day, maybe not now, but in the next 2-3 years, to be able to match these guys.
So what are we looking at? What is it that we're looking at or looking for when it comes to Gasifair? They say what should we expect?
A lot. This year is going to be very big. This year I think is going to be the biggest year of Gasifair. In terms of mobiles. That game on their cell phones. Mobile, we bring mobile platforms now. I'm not going to reveal a lot now, but we're going to have one of the biggest mobile platforms for the guys from the townships to also compete, because mobile gaming is also growing. And
let's jump into that before
let's do it.
Mobile gaming is huge.
Massive.
It's massive. It's massive. Everyone has a phone. Everyone is playing on the phone.
Yes.
I've seen now, everyone who's just using what do you call this? A mobile phone that's capable.
Sure.
They playing some sort of game.
Yeah,
it's either I've seen that Free Fire is also
Free
huge.
Fire is coming up. COD Mobile is coming up.
Huge. PUBG
is massive.
We've
FC
got
Mobile.
FC
Mobile. Mobile.
And everyone gets to enjoy.
So to give you like a sort of perspective in terms of ratio, for every 5 guys with a cell phone, there's 1 guy with a PS5.
Mm-hmm.
So which means that mobile gaming is going to be very, very big, and we are going to give a platform for the mobile gamers for Gasi this year. Guys, please tune in to Gasi. Follow us on www.gasiflair.com. Is it .com? Sorry, yeah, it is .com. And pay attention to the gaming hubs, Gasifair, the social media, the likes of NoFocus and stuff, like everything will be relayed to you of what's going to be happening. But yeah, Gasifair is bringing a lot more to the gaming scene. Yeah, so please tune in for that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
yeah. I think they'll be happy to hear that Gasi is actually moving in that.
Is moving in that direction.
Yeah. But now back to the esports scene in SA, right?
Yeah.
I think my question now becomes: are you happy with the status
of Gasi?
Not Gasi. Yeah? No. Let's leave out Gasi. Let's talk about the esports scene in general. Are you happy with the status?
To be honest,
of what needs to be changed? What do you think is missing?
I think especially now that I'm, a co-founder of Gasifair, you get to see how people that have always and already been in the scene are moving. They have opportunities to boardrooms, from whether you are a caster, whether you are a streamer, or you are a player, or you are a founder for some gaming organization and stuff like that. Everyone that has been there for some time, they have opportunities to boardrooms that we don't have an opportunity to. There is a level of toxicity in the gaming scene of South Africa. It's still a bit toxic. You see it, especially when you are in my shoes. But you want it to change, but it's still far from changing, because those that have the opportunity keep the opportunities to themselves. They have an opportunity, but they are not going to share with anybody,
because they want to keep it all.
They want to keep it all to themselves, and you see it. You see it in how everybody moves around. You see it in how people speak, and it's like, what about everyone else? But people, we're still very far from giving a chance to the small guys. I'm gonna give you guys an example. To be fair, a guy like NoFocus, I once said this on one of your streams, and people thought I was joking. And I said, guys, if life was fair and the life of esports South Africa was fair, somebody like Biggie would be representing us at the Esports World Cup. And let's start a fund me thingy for Biggie to go there and stuff like that. But
you guys had it. Please start it. Please, I want to go to the World Cup, please.
Because think about how many children that Biggie impacts. Not in terms of, people don't know this. Not in terms of just playing, but you're giving guys, guys like London, guys like Cheese, an opportunity to work the background. What it means to work the background. People think when you're doing production, it's just, it works by itself. No, there's somebody operating the cameras, somebody operating, this. When Biggie's not there, the boys are running the streams, the boys are running the. Biggie is giving that. He doesn't hold. Here's your difference. Exactly what I spoke about are people holding on to opportunities and not wanting to give to the small guy. Biggie is doing that. People don't see it, but Biggie is doing that. You give an opportunity, you just don't say, I don't want to, I'm funging the 5 rand gig one. But Biggie does that, and he remunerates them. He gives them something. And money doesn't mean anything, but the knowledge. Right now, London is going to be able to walk out here and go to a production company and say, guys, I can work a camera. They're going to think he can't because he's from the guys and stuff, but because of the experience that Biggie gave him, he can do that. I wish and I pray I wish people watch this, especially those that are in the boardrooms, and we see it. We see it, and I wish you guys understand that by holding on to your opportunities and holding on to funds, it's not going to help you in. Yes, you might think that it's helping you, but you are not let me say we are not progressing. We're not going anywhere. You guys want the esports scene of South Africa to grow, but you are the very same people that are holding on to the opportunities. It's not going to grow. It's going to be limited to A, B, and C because they have the opportunity they want to give to the small guys. It will always be limited to a few people, and it will never grow. For something to grow, it needs to spread.
It needs to spread.
Like a disease.
Yes.
When you are so and so, give somebody an opportunity. Don't hold back on the funds.
Yeah, and it's really, guys, give us money. Money is all that we want. Give us money.
Yeah, but not obviously to eat, but to
no, not to eat, man. Not to eat. Here's the thing, and I'm not gonna lie and say fine, we need to eat something, you know.
yes.
I have to take care of my family. I've got a wife and kid that I have to take care of. I've got people who look up to me. At the end of the day, I do that with money. I'm not gonna act like money is not important, right? But it's what we can do with that money. You understand?
Yeah.
You can't give, like, I don't understand why these brands are doing this. You are given a budget of 10 million. You spend 8 million on production. You understand? You spend 8 million on how the place looks, who got there, which influencer was there, which celebrity got there. You are not impacting anyone. You are not. You understand? I understand on the business side. Actually, I don't want to lie. I don't understand. It's not even a smart business decision to do. You check. You are given 10 million. I'm not saying people are getting 10 million, but I'm saying it's an example. Out of that 10 million, you take 8 million. You want to use it for production. From that 8 million that you are using for production, 80% of the things that you are using, you own them.
Exactly.
You own them, or they are your friend's things. You understand? You know your friend who has a stage, nani. Your friend goes there, builds 1 million for the stage. Kanti uyaz magapile 1 million, you're still gonna get 300,000. So now here's the thing: people think that corruption only happens
In the government.
In the government, even in the private sector. People think that corruption is only black people. It's not, dog. It's not. Even the people who are responsible for giving us the great gaming experience in terms of introducing esports and gaming, they're not doing that. They'll find that one celebrity there or that influencer bamgayela phaya fafafa asifafaze naye ngelezo zinto lezo, but there's no change that's being done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying give us that 10 million, see the impact that we will do, see the change that we will make. You understand? Because of I remember I asked this question, and I asked you and I said, Ghost, we are doing something great. This is amazing, right? But then what happens to those boys?
After.
What happens to them after? Like, they come, they play, it's fun, they have the talent. Who nurtures that talent? Who takes care of that talent? What happens to those boys after more?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do we have anything that we are pushing so that these boys can actually stay grinding? You understand? Nothing is being done.
Nothing has been done.
Some come from far, right? They participate, they win, they show who themselves they are. They go participate some more. But now they hit a stumbling block when they reach a certain level, or when they reach, I can't say, maybe a threshold that it's set out there. There's nothing happening. We don't have any some kind of academies anywhere. Nothing. There are those there and there that say they run academies and take their friends in. We know you guys. We won't say name, but we know who you are. Just saying, right? But now, who looks up after the Ntwana ya rona ya Kokasi? Who has that talent? Who takes care of our boys? There are people who should be taking care of these boys. So now we've created, why do I say we? We haven't. I'm not we. You have created Gasifair, right? Gasifair is great. It's fantastic. You understand? Now we need to have a proper plan on how to take care of these boys.
We need to have a tunnel.
We need to have a tunnel because we're introducing them to this entire world that is totally different to them, and it's there, right? So if there's no tournament, the boys are going to next. If there is nothing, you ask this boy, why don't you just play online? And the internet is horrible. Or they still playing on old gen. You see. Yeah, and yet there are companies that are that are being given serious budgets, and all they do is they chow it, and they chow it, my friend. They chow it. I don't know who they are, but I know they are out there. I just can't prove it.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? Even though that's happening, we still have a glimmer of hope. I can put it like that because, like I said, when you are in an organization, especially with Gasifair, you then, from my point of view, you then get somebody like Gaming Hub that, even though they don't want to I know a lot don't want to give credit, but they look at somebody else. They look at NoFocus. Oh, NoFocus is doing this and this. NoFocus is doing has an academy. NoFocus has like a production crew or this or that, or he's starting to stream this and this and this. They feed off that. You know, the saying, "Bears with the same feathers flock together." It's because when you are friends with someone, or when you are in a union with someone, what they do is going to influence you in another way, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen, when you start having a friend that likes saying something, like maybe a quirk, or like something they like saying, like or saying, you start also doing, you develop, you wake up and you're like, oh, this person likes doing that. But I see a lot of guys that are starting into, they want to do an academy now. They're starting into streaming. Shout out to Bali Gaming, man. Guys, Bali Gaming.
It was so sad what happened to him.
Yeah, Humphrey Buffetu had started a he's all the way in Mpumalanga, is Nambini. He has a gaming, he's part of Gasifair. He's said he was robbed, I think about 2 weeks ago. They tied him up, they assaulted him, and they took all his most of his gaming up. I think 75% of his game equipment, PS5s, TVs and stuff like that. And this guy is like working massively, but because of things like these, we get stumbling blocks, like Biggie said, and this is one of them. But if somebody out there, if these companies and whoever can start investing in guys like NoFocus, in guys like Mbali Gaming, in guys like South V, in guys like Barto, Outside Game Loft, in all the, we will start to see the change and the movement in the esports. Because to be honest, predominantly there is a lot of black people in South Africa.
Yes.
The townships are full of people and full of opportunities. It's people don't understand that the Gasi and the townships are, has so much potential and talent to grow, not just the esports of South Africa, but more than that. You can put a structure, but Gasifair, we are trying to do try to do like a tunnel of, when you're this, getting to this or getting to that. And the gaming hubs are also studying the tradition to do that. And, hopefully, and hopefully we will get more funding, and we can, do this on a larger scale and introduce more opportunities, not just for gaming, but for production, for influencers,
there's so much.
I'll give you an example. There's a commentator or a shoutcaster called Special Sense, and people don't know him.
No, man.
But he's brilliant.
So talented.
He's so
talented. He's so talented
and stuff like that. But because people are so fixated on getting someone with followers and with this, or has a special, they don't see him. They don't see him.
True.
But if people start watching and start seeing what Gasi has, or Gasi, the potential that Gasi has, trust me, we will start to grow together and grow the esports. You can't grow alone. Yes, hold on to those funds, but it will never grow to what we want it to be.
No, you can't. Yes. You can't grow alone. And shout out to Special Sense. That man is super talented.
He's super talented.
Yeah.
If you guys go to one of the Gasifair tournaments, I think it was from last year. I think it was the mid-seasonal. I caught him off guard, and I called him to come commentate on one of the live games. Even though he had nerves, but he got there. The first time ever he was like on a Gasi final, but he's always on NoFocus streams. And please, just guys, if you are looking for a commentator or a shoutcaster, look out for Special Sense. He does his own TikTok stuff, guys. Please watch him. He is brilliant. He's got jokes for days. He is for Ekas. He is, and he's that guy is brilliant.
That guy is brilliant. I like Special Sense, and we'll be working together this year, obviously. Especially on all the splits of Gasifair. We spoke, and then we sort of agreed on how it will be done, because he also has a job. I'm hoping that he will grow to such an extent that I can afford to leave Spani and just do this full time. So before we finish off, we've been here.
Yeah.
Before we finish off, I took screenshots from social media platforms. From social media
100%.
platforms. Social media platforms. Khotweng. Nayo le mpahla. Nansi le mpahla. No, these are the questions that people
From the public.
Are from the public, and I felt like, yeah, let's do that.
Sure. Let's do
it. Kyle B Horns from from Facebook. He's like, "Oh, you're a good podcaster, bro. I thank you." And then he's like, "My question is, what was your and Gasifair startup budget? And let me know when and where to tune in to the podcast." All right, I think I did answer in terms of the podcast, but what do you think? What was the? Of course. But to give people a perspective, right, or context of how much does it actually cost to just one season of Gasifair full on, in terms of all the hubs, 32 hubs, prize monies, travel, food, casters, and everyone else being paid just to run one season, an entire season from January 4th, it's 4 splits up until the finals. How much?
Hey. Yeah, guys, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, guys. I think it's a lot of money. To run a Gasi split, there's like traveling. There's I think it gets to. Alright, guys, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna mention that.
But I think let's give people a perspective, right? And we won't count other things, right? Let's just give them a perspective of so that they can appreciate, right? So let's say each hub gives away 3,000, right? 3,000 times 32, that's 96.
It's 96,000.
4, that's 384,000.
384,000 a year. Just for
the prize pool.
Yeah. And obviously we don't only have that. We have something called a stipend for the hub owners, so they can also so that works out to like 1,500 rand per hub owner. That is times 4. That is 6,000 rand times 32.
32.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
money. That's a lot of money, so it's like,
and we haven't covered like traveling, we haven't bookings.
For just that, I think that's half a bar.
That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money.
That is half a million. Yo, now that I'm saying it, yeah, 500,000.
It's a lot.
You have traveling, you have production, you have this and this, and so guys,
I'm not saying one thing I didn't want was a specific number.
Yeah.
But what I wanted
is just a perspective,
so that so that someone can appreciate and see how much it takes for this entire thing to run.
And I got to say, when you're saying that they gotta appreciate. Shout out to Middle State Bafetu. Shout out to Middle State. Gasifair wouldn't have been possible without them. Shout out to Barry Lozada. Shout out to Carly Twaddle. Shout out to Justin Nell. Shout out to Zayn Hrobla. Shout out to who's the project manager for Gasi. Shout out to a lot of people. For Gasi to be here, sacrifices were made. Sacrifices and also I gotta say, guys, shout out to Penrose, shout out to BLG for partnering us and helping us, but yeah, a lot of sacrifices were made. But I have to say this, guys, Barry Luzada, this wouldn't have been possible without you. It would still be a thought and a dream, but you made this possible, and just gotta say, give you your flowers, because people don't know Barry Luzada. The guy is, you can say a lot about a man, right? but once you get to learn or you get to sit with a man in a room, you then get to see how a man operates, and then you can't help it. When you are someone like me, you can't help it but be appreciative of how they run a business and how they run you know, an entire sort of platform, let me put it like that. That man is brilliant. You know, appreciate a man for what he does, and you see him, you're like, you can't help it but see, you know, what the man, how the man operates. And I gotta, you know, today, my bro, give you your flowers, because man, you are massive. You're massive. Yeah. So I gotta thank, you know, I wanna say thank you today. I've never said this. Thank you to everyone, all the gaming hubs, Isasikasi, all the player and my family for the support, because it's not easy. I want to say thank you to Biggie, to Out That Game Loft, to Plug and Play Tshepiso, for you guys to hold my hand, Frank. And yeah, so there's a lot. I know you have more questions.
I have so much more.
Yeah.
This one wasn't directed to you.
Okay.
It was directed to me. My brother from another mother. Congratulations on your next step. Thank you so much, dude. Ndialeboa. And then he asked, my question is, how do you manage to survive with running the gaming hub and managing to make it grow while you depend on it? I don't know. All I can say is God. I don't know how I got here. Honestly, a lot of people like coming to me asking for advices and stuff. And I mean, I'm always glad to help and give advices. But namangazi mfana, like umusa wenkosi, dog. It's God's will. I don't know how I do things. I don't know. For some odd reason, I just do it. And it works. If it doesn't work, it's fine. I let it go. I move on to the next project. You know, so that's how it all is. That's what it is. If you were to spend time with me, you would know that even when I'm sitting now, I'm already working on something else. Because I've already achieved this. This part here, this is an achievement for me.
It is a massive achievement.
You know, us sitting like this and talking, it's an achievement. Already I'm now moving on to the next step or phase.
100%.
You understand? Now I'm thinking, now it's time for me to actually do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in order for me. You understand? I'm always trying to be innovative, and you know that's how I get to do. And moving, and what do you call this? Depending on this, man, to be quite honest with you, I don't only depend on the gaming hub, but I do other things that are gaming related that allow me to live off it. Like, for example, selling consoles, that allows me to live off it. Making 100%. Content also, it allows me to live off it, because I do get brand deals there and there. You know, some brand deals are great, others are just others are an insult. There's this other guy, I don't want to say names, and I don't want to say the country that they come from, or they texted me from. So they text me, they're like, Biggie, this is Mamang, I don't know, campaign manager they want to do something for the mobile guys this side, right? And I'm like, oh, that's great. Can you do a video solely? So I'm like, nah, sharp. My video is 20K. If you want a video, it's 20K. The guy replies and says, no, the budget for each influencer is $300. And I'm like, I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm okay, dog. You understand? Don't box me as just an influencer. I'm an influencer. I'm much more than an influencer, right? But if you're gonna box me as an influencer, I'm an influencer in a field that a lot of people who are in it don't have as much as rage, or I don't know how to put it. They don't have as much as.
And to be fair, guys,
not rage, I'd say influence. Yes. Is it influence?
It is influence.
I'd say
I'm going to add this. This forms part of the funny story that I said I was going to tell you. Right. So this day we have I think it was during the qualifiers. So normally during qualifiers we'll go from hub to hub. I'm with Zane Probler, the project manager for Gasi, and we decided to hop into a ShopRite because that's what the only one we could find there to buy like refreshments and stuff. So you know how you get into ShopRite and buy bitroli, yabusha, or hamanga. But when it is into like 2 kids, I think they were like probably like around 13, 14, somewhere 15 maybe. How I'm at the other end of the aisle, right? I see them, whoosh, and I go into the other aisle looking for. I think I was looking for sweets. I see Bako Bagaji, but Bank bag. So you can see, yeah, man, I'm like, I can't do what's going on. And then I'm like, whatever. We walk out. As we walk out, just by the parking, these boys come. And then one of them is like, hey, man. And I turn, he's like, you work for NoFocus. I turn and I look at. He says, yeah, and who? NoFocus. And they're saying I work for NoFocus. And I turn and I'm like, they probably saw me during one of the streams because I like coming here doing qualifiers and stuff like that. And I'm like, and I'm like, how do I answer? I'm like, yeah, I actually work for NoFocus. Again, I'm going to one of the games. Okay, but yeah, but and I'm trying to like not to bust that bubble because you can see that like and this is where was this? It's Galfontein. I don't know if you know guys Galfontein. This was in Galfontein, so we just drove out from Midrand to Galfontein instead of a ShopRite, and they're there in Bamboos. If I feel like, hey, and I'm like, man, is Biggie this big? Cause do you see what I did there?
I see what
Biggie this big. Yeah, and I'm like, that's when I knew you were big, but to be that big, I didn't know up until a certain point. And man, Biggie is actually very big. Yeah, your reach is massive, and to be fair, you tramp on most of these influencers, and especially that are in the gaming. Because I once said, and I was like, I want to see how big Biggie is, and I compared the traffic to, I'm not going to mention names, streamers, these that call them South African streamers. You know them, they are a family. Everywhere there's like rage or whatever. Yibo. Mabati hey brand so gune what yenza yibo.
It's them.
Mabati hey what commentary yibo. They are the group, and they are closing on opportunities. They are all, I can mention names. I don't want to mention them, be controversial, but it's always the very same people. Our commentary, our in the logo, but they do they doing this game by influence. But to be fair, guys, if you were to sit and be fair and compare reach and follower and traffic Biggie, they don't even make up half of Ubig. But because Sifuna, somebody that has twang or this or that, we lose out on the opportunity. Guys, please don't be shy. Go search Upigi, whatever it can be, Instagram, go search NoFocus Gaming, TikTok and Facebook. You will see that this man is actually way bigger, 2 times, 3 times bigger than most of these influencers and casters or whatever and streamers is South Africa.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That was very nice and flattering.
No, I'm not trying to flatter you, but it's the truth. Should I pull out I wanted to pull out my phone so people can see. Trust me.
I think they do trust you.
Yeah.
They do trust you. Someone is saying, this is Jigo RSA. He's like, gaming is underrated, Ekasi. Now you gave every gamer out there at Ekasi a chance to shine and believe that gaming is not just a waste of time anymore. And I'm sure they're grateful. What made you and your partners decide to start hosting this tournament? I think
exactly that.
I think
we
I think also it answers itself, right? I think most of the questions are people have, this is from Mata. Mata says,
Oh, Martino.
Mata says, what made you think of starting Gasifair? I think we answered that.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Mata Martino Mafeti, the co-owner of Mgodini Gaming. Shout out, my boy. Danko.
I always Mata. I feel like I downplayed your Awe my king. And then he's and then he then asked, he has 3 questions.
Sure.
What's your opinion on having Gasifair Esports team, which includes our best Mzansi players who will compete globally? Nothing changes, just that we have Gasifair Esports team, which will separate good and the best players, because after they won Gasifair, what's next? So basically, I think what he's asking here is, how about we have a Gasifair Esports team, players that will represent Gasi on a global stage?
I didn't want to say this. I wanted to sit with my partners and talk about this. I am not going to reveal it.
Okay,
I'm not, but there is a plan. There's something I want to work on. You might have given me. You didn't even know. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just keep quiet. You might have given me like a contact in Botswana that I'm thinking. There's an idea brewing for
Okay.
the winners of Gasifair.
Okay.
To do like a
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not going to reveal it right now.
Okay, it's still early. Let's not be premature about it.
Yeah.
Right? And then he goes and says, what makes you keep going and not giving up?
Yeah, that a lot of people, especially you, would know that it's not easy. It's not easy, especially when I'm working and I'm doing my BSc in IT and this and a lot of work and a lot of hardships. But the people like Biggie, people like my partners, people like Frank, and they motivate me to keep on carrying, because it's I sleep very late and I wake up very early. I sleep, I think when I say I've slept, it's 5 hours. That's my 8 hours. I manglele 5 hours. If you check, funny enough,
You look very
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm also studying. I'm doing my degree, so it's quite hard to run in Kasi and do this and that. But my partners and everybody and the gaming hub owners and Amachita Sikasi, they motivate me, and we are impacting a lot of lives, and that's what maybe kept me going, even though it's hard. But maybe one day it will be worth it. We'll see.
Okay, that's amazing. I think the last one is, how can we help? So he's asking, how can we help that brands support this great initiative? Mata loves you.
A lot. Yo, guys, I don't know if people know, Mata is 19. I think he's turning 20 this year. He's our youngest gaming hub. Like, let me not say that, boy.
That young
man is so smart and so business driven, and he doesn't say no to work. That's one. Oh my word, the gaming hub is a Kasi flavor. He's gonna go for Mata, you're gonna go for, I think I've told you this, you're gonna go for, keep on doing what you're doing. How you can help, keep on sharing the content and keep on pushing the gaming esports for Ekasi, just like Biggie's doing, just like you doing, and everybody else. Just keep on doing this. I know it's still a bit slow. It feels slow, but we are getting there. Slowly but surely we're getting and punching into what we have always wanted to do.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Shout out Wena Mata.
Martino.
Shout out. Yeah, I think those are the questions from the social media.
Another one, I think there was one that maybe they posted to me. I think they asked about what was happening with, if this was the dream, then why are we not focusing on girls? I think it was on Facebook.
Maybe it's on your side, not mine.
No, I think they posted on yours.
On mine.
I don't know. Maybe it must have been mine. Yeah, but we have played about the thought of introducing it like a girls
e-league of some sort,
and we're still playing around with a few ideas and stuff like that might still be coming, so just watch out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, girls, watch out. As Ulentashil, you should watch out. No, that's amazing, man. That is truly amazing. Yeah. What else is there? No, I have nothing else. I think I'm blanked out. I think we had a great conversation.
100%.
Are you happy with it?
I'm happy. I think it played out in my head before, and I didn't sleep last night. So like, how's it? It played out perfectly, and just want to say to everybody, words of motivation, guys. In life, you have to grind. We shy away from hard work because hard work is not easy. Just keep on grinding and know that when something is meant to be yours, it'll be yours. Nobody can deter you from what God and what you believe in is meant for you. Nobody can deter you from your dream. Nobody can take away your calling. If you work hard and you keep on doing what you're doing, one day bafit you fit. Just like Ikasi the Ikasi Flair says, one day fit. Just keep on pushing bafit. Just know that there's somebody out there watching you always. So keep on working hard and never ever give up bafit.
Always, thank you so much.
Danko.
I wanted to keep it under an hour, like an hour, but the conversation was great and it was nice.
Yeah.
To each and every one, Zinjazam, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I truly do appreciate each and every one of you. Let's meet on the next one. There on the comment section, let's have this conversation. Let us engage, tell us what you think. Tell us your thoughts. Everything, it all matters to us because of without you guys, I don't think we'd have this community. And I always like to revert back to that. I like saying that people think when we were building NoFocus, right? I was focused on popularity, and I wasn't. I was focused more on like building that community, having people who can relate to me, who can relate to the way I talk, to the way I speak. Because I remember someone once said to me, "I'm not corporate friendly," and I said, "It's fine. I don't want corporate. I'm not here. I'm not saying I want corporate's money." If you guys want to give me money, money I like. I'm not gonna act like I don't like it. But my point is, when that guy told me, and I can't even remember because we used to have these Thursday night things where we talk and then it's like, Big, I think one of the reasons why you can't get a lot of brand deals is because of you are not corporate friendly, and I said, it's fine. It's not like I'm doing this for corporate.
Yeah, people like to box people or want them to look a certain way to be able to give them something. It doesn't work like that.
I tell it like it. The thing about me is that I confront.
Yeah, you do.
I'm confronted. Like you said so. And then now I go tape. I tip never get and I'm scared that it's a solid so. Oh, it's a and people don't like that. I didn't know that.
People,
they don't. Anyways, thank you so much.
I gotta say though, before I go, guys, I'm really sorry. I know I took some time. I just wanted to say, guys, massive shout out to Njebs, guys. Gasifair wouldn't have been possible without Njebs. Frank, thank you very much for the hard work and everything that you do. I wanted to say also to my partners, Metal State, thank you very much, guys. The hard work and everything you put in Gasi, and everybody that believed in the dream. It wouldn't have been possible without you. I want to say special shout out also to my mom. Thank you for never giving up, even when I was flopping and stuff. Thank you for never giving up.
Ghost, you have thanked everyone except one person, bruh.
Who?
This man. You've thanked everyone except one person.
One person?
He was to upilisana lemang. Yo!
I am sorry, guys. And I have to say a massive shout out to Sindisiwe Manana. The dream wouldn't have been possible, and you helped out a lot, and thank you for bearing with me during the sleepless nights and
Yeah, it was hard, man. It was very hard, but you stuck through the everything.
You know what? When what's your partner's name? Cindy. Today, this man must buy. I don't know, flowers, chocolates, and cakes and everything because
Yeah,
of,
man.
I don't care. You must make a plan.
Man.
I'm crazy like yo. How do you forget after everything?
No, it's not forgetting. So
when you have a lot.
mentality- No. Yeah, when you have a lot to thank, and people who write thank you, who want to say thank you, they normally have you noticed they always write speeches because they know they'll always forget.
They'll always
It's not
forget.
like, forget. It's just but yeah, like it's massive. But yeah, I just wanted to say that thank you from the bottom of my heart to all the gaming hub owners and everybody else. I just want to say thank you very much, guys. This is this is your boy Ambrose Kigana, the Ghost Killer, and thank you very much. Merci pour tout. À bientôt et au revoir.
GGG, Thank you so much, guys. I love you all. Bye bye.